Coming up on Look Today, well, students gathered today at TechSmart in Malta to build model eco cars. I've got the details. And 2 donkeys were attacked by a couple of dogs. I've got those details. And we've got our weekly Look at the Movies with Jackson Murphy. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone and happy Friday. I'm Jay Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Diane Labruzzo. Now, she's the artistic director of the Adirondack Ballet Theater, and she's going to talk about the upcoming production of Peter and the Wolf. And I sit down with Virginia Freddo and Todd Eicher, and they're here to discuss the 2016 Tour de Cure. Plus, we've got your weekend weather for the Tri-North counties, but first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, young students gathered today at TechSmart in Malta to showcase model eco cars. Now, these cars are miniature. However, they are built from scratch and run on salt water. The students were provided with starter kits, but they had full creative control on shaping the designs of the cars. Now, some used CDs for wheels, while other models resembled more of a motorcycle. Well, we spoke to James Pinnell. He's a student about this event.
We're tasked with designing cars that run on magnesium and salt water. So we had to design the cars from these kits, and we had to innovate them in some way.
It doesn't get any better. After a few trial runs, the young engineering minds were really put to the test when the cars were judged on their performance and speed. Students competed with one another in individual races. Now, this is the 3rd year of the Eco Car Race event. We were able to talk with Supervisor Joe Dragoni. Now, he is the superintendent of the Ballston Spa school system.
This is one of our events that we have over the course of the year. Our underclassmen come up to our program here at TechSmart. They get mentored by the upperclassmen, and what the project they're working on today is their eco car design, which is essentially powered by saline water. So the kids do the build, and they work with their teachers, and they work with the upperclassmen, and they have various events to see how their cars perform.
Now, as many of you know, we're very involved with Joe and the rest of the team at Ballston Spa School System in a program we produced by the students themselves called Tech Talk. Check it. Check your local listings. Well, in other news, in Warrensburg, 2 donkeys were attacked by neighboring dogs. Well, the owner of the dogs will have to pay $600 toward the vet bill. Also, the dogs have to get rabies shots, be restrained permanently, and get licensed by this weekend. The donkeys, by the way, did not sustain any serious injuries. Well, the owner of those donkeys is afraid that the penalty is not severe enough and that the dogs might break out again and this time harm children. Well, we were able to talk with the owner, Rich Larkin, about the incident.
Circumstance where we're grateful it wasn't a child. And the dogs need to be either euthanized or set up in a controlled circumstance so they can never, ever get out on the street again. Because if they're not, every child in this community is at risk. Once those dogs have started to attack, and it was a vicious attack, they could go from animals to a child in no time at all.
Well, that's a tough situation. Switching from news to weather. Well, today brought some sunshine with temperatures in the low to mid-50s. Well, let's see what's in store for the weekend. So we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. And back to the news. Well, we're sorry to have to report this, but Christine Lee, that's the person who went missing, was found dead in Wilton. Police found the body in a wooded area west of Route 9. Police are still investigating, but they do not believe it was a result of foul play. Well, our thoughts and condolences are with Christine's family. In other news, Warren County Board of Supervisor Chair Kevin Gerrity will serve temporarily as the county's administrator after Paul Dusek leaves office. Now, Dusek is scheduled to retire at the end of this month. Gerrity says he expects to serve in this position for a period of 3 to 4 months. If you want to see, I did an interview with Kevin Gerrity this week, and you can catch that interview on our website, looktvonline.com. Well, up next, it's our weekly Look at the Movies with Jackson Murphy. He's going to give us an update on the newest movies at home and in the theater.
Hi everybody, I'm Jackson Murphy, and here's this weekend's Look TV Look at Movies. New in theaters is the thriller 10 Cloverfield Lane, starring John Goodman. It's about a young girl living in an underground shelter. This spin-off of 2008's Cloverfield is rated PG-13. The Young Messiah is the latest faith-based historical drama. This one centers on the life of Jesus as a boy. It's also rated PG-13. Sacha Baron Cohen and Mark Strong star as long-lost siblings in The Brothers Grimsby. This hard R action comedy also features Rebel Wilson and Isla Fisher. And from executive producer Queen Latifah comes The Perfect Match, a romantic comedy starring Terrence J. and Paula Patton. It's also rated R. The best new at-home option is the Peanuts movie, a charming big-screen update of the classic Charles Schultz franchise. Enjoy the movies, and I'll see you back here next week. I'm Jackson Murphy.
Thanks, Jackson. And don't forget, you can tune in every Friday for our weekly update with the movies. Well, up next, I sit down with Diane Labruzzo. She's the artistic director of the Adirondack Ballet Theater, and she's here to talk about the upcoming production of Peter and the Wolf. Plus, I also sit down with Virginia Freddo and Todd Eicher. They're here to discuss 2016 Tour de Cure. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, or join us for an interview, please give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.